Hi, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how I feel about buying luxury currently, and do I still feel like it is tainted. And I've been thinking about doing this video for quite a while, and I finally had a little bit of time to jot some notes down so I could kind of keep my thoughts together and to film. So before we get into the video, if you're new to my channel, my name is Melinda. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you to all of the new subscribers, to all of the old subscribers, and if you have not subscribed, why not? Just hit that button down below and join us and have some fun. It is a light-hearted, fun channel. So I'm going to go over what I'm feeling. I'm going to briefly touch on the tariffs that are about to affect the United States, and just the state kind of recession and all of that, but very, very briefly. This is mostly just about my feelings on luxury. And let's get into the jewelry of the day first. I am wearing my Tiffany hardware earrings, and this is the weirdest thing. I don't know why. Usually my ears are red because I just blow dried my hair. I have one red ear and I have one white ear. But anyways, I got my diamond on. I have on my custom made medallion necklace. This is a beautiful bracelet, very, very old. My love ring, wedding set, and a Rolex. So let's get into this. I have very conflicted feelings. Like, I am counteracting myself with how I feel right now. I am winding this down. I don't intend to, I haven't been buying at the same rate. I don't intend to keep doing that. I haven't been doing massive hauls or any of that for a long time now, and I don't intend to ever start that up again. That's just, it's not of interest to me. I have been downsizing my collection. So there's two parts of me. There's part of me that's like, there's a little bit left. There's some few key pieces that I really, really want. And I'm like, well, just go ahead and get them now, because, they're going to go up, 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 up. That's the way things have been going. And then the other part of me is like, you really don't need them. You have such a big collection. Just stop buying altogether and don't do it at all. So you see what I'm doing. And one day I am completely convinced and convicted I'm going to buy XYZ, and I will tell my husband, I'm like, I am buying this, this, and this, and I'm done. Then the next day I'll tell my husband, I'm not buying anything. I'm not buying anything else. I might downsize a little bit more. So I'm really all over the place with this. Hopefully I can find a way to splice this in to where it doesn't mess up the whole video. I realized I did not address once, does it still feel tainted? And I said that in the opening of the video. And the answer is yes, it does. I have not purchased anything from Dior since December. My husband got me that bag in December of 2023. I have not bought anything else from them, and I fully realize it is not just Dior, and it is, you have to look at everything that you purchase. So yes, I think it's always going to have a little bit of tainted feel. Those rose-colored glasses that I probably should have never had on, but I did, have been ripped off, and they can't be put back on. They just can't. So I do look at that aspect. I do realize that you are paying for the name, the brand, the design, all of that, when you could just get a leather bag somewhere else. Likewise, my non-branded necklace. So yes, it does. It does still. And I think it always will. And I kind of feel that way with a lot of products now, a lot of things. It's just, that's just unfortunately, kind of what came to light for me with that scandal. And let's talk about why. Is the luxury experience still there? I'm not waiting in line. I have said this so many videos. I am not waiting in line to get inside of your store to give you $1. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I only wait in line at Disneyland. Let's talk about the one video. I think I'm the only YouTuber that did not make a video about the Murakami collection. I think it was a hot mess, and I wanted some pieces from the multicolor line. I wanted some small leather goods. I don't like what they did to the straps on the Alma BB or to the Speedy 25. I don't like that they cheapened that strap and took it from a 3-part to a 1-part, and the Alma BB, they shortened it when they should have made it an adjustable strap, and then they're charging more money for it. But that really isn't my issue with it. My issue with it is how they went about it. And I had no interest in the cherry blossoms. I did have interest in the cherries, but literally all my interest is gone. There is nothing luxurious about getting up in the middle of the night, which I did not do. There is nothing luxurious about getting up in the middle of the night, getting on your computer. I was watching a YouTuber who mostly does clothing videos, and she did an unboxing, and she was explaining, her name is Madison Payne, if you want to look her up, and she was explaining how she got her cherry blossom pieces, and they're very pretty pieces. Don't get me wrong, they're lovely pieces. But she was like, I got up at midnight, and then I set an alarm for 6 a.m., and she had multiple devices open. She had the app, she had, the computer, maybe, a chat, maybe a couple of different windows on the computer. And nothing of that is luxurious to me. That's not luxury. I got some Coach cherry pieces. I went online, I clicked order, and they came in the mail, and they're very cute. But to me, it's not worth it. The reason I didn't make a video is because I'm not, and I wasn't upset about it. I think it's stupid, but I wasn't upset about it on any level. It's a thing, and if I cannot get a thing at the end of the day, I honestly don't care, and I move on pretty quickly. So it's like, nope, you can't have that. All right, fine, move on. I don't care. But let's talk about standing in line. When we went to Paris, there was a line around the building for the Louis Vuitton Champs-Élysées store. I understand why. I stood in that line the first time I went to Paris. I've been in that store. It was neat to see it, but I knew which store to go to, which was Place Vendôme. And I walked right in. I was served champagne. I had a luxurious, wonderful experience. So, I get it, but I'm not accepting spending thousands and thousands of dollars, and I'm doing all the work. I'm sitting there online or whatever it may be. I'm not doing it. I'm not standing outside of Chanel. You all know that. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Okay. Yes. Losing interest in that. That just it doesn't spark joy in me to do that. Then the other issue I've had is some of my sales associates, not all of them, some of them actually switched, and I'm hesitant to say the brand, so I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I was interested in 2 rings, and I sent a text, and it is not a store that I have locally. It's somewhere I would have to go on vacation, shop online, or have it shipped to me. And I prefer to have a sales associate so that I have that communication instead of shopping online. And I have one who's been very, very lovely to me in the past. And I asked her about 2 rings and if I could see pictures and if she could explain the difference between the 2 rings, because they were quite similar. I got a picture of 1 ring and I got, do you want me to ship it to you? And I'm like, no, I need, would like some more information. I never got the additional information. I never got a picture of the other ring. I never got any of that. And I asked her about something else, which I don't remember what. And I got the same thing. You want me to ship it to you? And I was telling another sales associate, who used to work with that brand, what was going on. And I said, I have nothing mean or bad to say about her. She's always been very, very lovely, but I just feel like high pressure now. And I feel that with a couple of my sales associates. Anything that I ask, it's like, you want me to ship it to you? And it's like, I want pictures, I want information, I want to think about it. I don't want to be, yeah, ship it to me. I mean, sometimes that's how I am. Sometimes I'm like, yep, I want it, I'll take it. For example, Celine in Paris. I walked in and it wasn't even the Celine I wanted to go to. I didn't realize that. But I'm like, do you have the medium Heloise bag? And it was on the shelf. I picked it up. I said, do you have a new one of these in the back? And they said yes. And they went and got it for me. They offered us champagne. We declined. We had some water. We were waiting for them to come back. I'm like, I looked it over. I'm like, I'll take it. And they looked at me and they're like, do you even know what the name of the bag is? I'm like, yes, it's the Heloise medium, our Triumph bag. I've forgotten it now. I haven't written the name down in a long time, but I'm like, yes. And I told them the name and they were just like, all right. And they went and wrapped it up. Sometimes I'm that way. I have walked into Tiffany a few times and before I had a sales associate, and I'm like, I just go to the back. I'm like, I want this. And, without even looking at anything else. And they're always like, okay. But if I'm texting you and asking you questions, then I'm not sure and I need more information. And I was told with this particular case that this brand changed their commission structure. I didn't get in depth on how the commission structure was changed. I assume negatively because she never did this in the past. She never pressured me in the past. But I see a big difference in a lot of my sales associates, and it just doesn't always feel like a luxury experience. The other thing is that there's some jewelry pieces that I want, and I did a video when I got this piece, and I will link that down below because I don't have time to do an overlay of this today, and I know you cannot possibly really see it from this camera, but I had this custom made. I had saw an Hermes medallion necklace, and it is absolutely nothing at all like the Hermes necklace. It doesn't look like the Hermes necklace at all. I did not duplicate anybody's design. A medallion necklace is something that's, they're everywhere. Everybody has a medallion necklace in their collections. They're jewelry, not people, but stores, you know what I mean. But I said in that, are we crazy to keep buying luxury jewelry? But there's a couple of luxury jewelry pieces that I really am interested in that I don't want anything. My jeweler can make anything, but I don't want anything that's duplicated. That's just who I am. If it looks like another brand, I'm not going to purchase it. I'm going to buy the brand. That's just who I am. So I'm like, do I really want to spend the money on those pieces when I know I could create something? This was not inexpensive. This is solid. It's solid and there's diamonds in it. It was not inexpensive, but so I'm kind of torn on that as well. And I have also, purchased some things pre-loved, which I meant to bring some eye candy out. I have been wanting an Hermes garden party for a long time, and I have not. I think I've asked for one like 2 years ago, and have not been offered one still. And so I found one pre-loved and I saved money. And that bag has gone up significantly. I think it's $4,000 now. So I think it has gone up significantly. I have a call coming in from my husband. I will be right back. Okay. I always take his calls. He's very hard to get a hold of. So anyways, as I was saying, I saved a lot of money on that bag, and the current price from my sales associate is now $4,375. I spent I think it was 32. I don't know. I'll link that video down below as well. But so some of the things that I want, I'm trying to find on the pre-loved market. I did find one of the jewelry pieces, and I went and ate dinner while I was thinking about it, and it sold out. And I haven't seen it come back up again. So I'm kind of like, do I want to go pre-loved? Do I want to go to the boutique? Is it going to be a fun experience? Is it not? And then let's talk about the prices. We all know how they have just gone sky high over the last 5 years, just ridiculously high. And I don't see them going back down. I know a few fashion houses have lowered the prices a little bit on a bag here or there, but I don't see a huge, decline coming. So it's like, if I really want something, I need to think about it, I feel like now, and enjoy it, and then stop. Does that make sense? And I think that every piece that comes in has to spark absolute joy. I need to be giddy when I open it. It can't be just like, oh, this is neat, or I wanted this. And that's part of why I did downsize, because a lot of those pieces, I did like them a lot, but they didn't make me giddy with joy. And I think every piece should do that. I really do. So now let's just briefly, I am not an economist. I am not going to go into depth on this. It is not by any means something that I'm an expert at. I have been talking to somebody who is an expert in finance, and they have kind of given me their opinions on these tariffs. But I think right now we just honestly don't know what is going to happen with the price of a love ring or a speedy or whatever it may be. It just seems very uncertain right now. And of course, there's lots of talk about recession. A lot of people say we are in a recession. We have been in a recession. People say we're not in a recession, but we are headed for one with these tariffs. And, again, I don't like charts and graphs. And I have the attitude, and which I've always had this attitude, I can't control any of it. So I pretty much turn the news off and don't watch it, because there's nothing I personally can do about it. So I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait and see. But I know a lot of people have been purchasing because they are afraid of the prices going up even further because of these tariffs. I don't know. But that's not at the moment driving how I feel at all. And as far as the economy, I feel like it's not been amazing for a while now. I know when I go to the grocery store, what I pay is double what I paid, a few years ago. When I go to Costco, I can't get out of there for under $600. I used to spend $200, and we buy no junk food, no alcohol, no soft drinks. It's healthy food and, items we need for the house. So, it's been crazy for a long time. And I know a lot of people are, dealing with this. So that's not a part of how I feel about it. But I know a lot of you gave it up a while ago. And yeah, I'm just kind of all over the place. I don't know. I know that I will purchase something when I go to Paris. I don't know what. I have not done a spreadsheet like I did last year. I will look before we go at some prices, but I pretty much have a good idea because it's about the same as it was 6 years ago. The same types of items are less there than were here. So for example, Louis Vuitton leather bags are less there, stuff like that. So I kind of already have a pretty good idea. And as far as going forward, will I ever purchase something again once I hit that kind of I'm done date? I've talked about this with my girlfriends a lot. Both of them are former YouTubers, and they don't shop that much anymore either. And we all three kind of have the same mentality. If something is super special and, really stands out, but I don't want to keep going at the rate that I have been going the last 8 years on here. I have been collecting luxury for decades. If you're going to start with handbags, that would be in 2012. If you're going to start with jewelry, I can't even begin to give you a date. I couldn't even tell you. So at some point, all good things must come to an end. There's still other things to talk about on here, and there's still, reviews and styling and different things that I can do. But I would love to know how you're feeling about this. If you're still interested, if you're turned off. I know a lot of you sold your collections a long time ago and have stayed turned off. And I don't know, right now I have no plans to downsize anymore, but I might, who knows, I have learned on here never to give absolute statements of things you will absolutely never do again, because then you will probably go and do it and people will be like, you said. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day today, and I hope to talk to you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.